Logan, first question.
Hey, Chris, you had Monty earlier in your career in New Orleans, and seemed like you pushed to get to Phoenix in large part because of him. Why was he the right coach for this stage in your career?
When you play for a coach, you sort of know, sort of like their mentality, principles. That's one thing I know about mine is, he sort of commands respect, and it's not just about how he coaches or whatnot, but how he carries himself, and also having a relationship with Book, with Devin, and having a relationship with Willie Green and James Jones and all these guys. So sort of new.
What do you think it takes for, what kind of coach do you think you need to coach you the most effectively? What are the attributes you think a coach has to have?
I don't know. Every coach is different. I mean, I was coached by my dad most of my childhood. Football, basketball. I was that kid whose dad was his coach, taking him to practice, was always on me, and so I've had a ton of different coaches over my career, over my life, and I'm fortunate to have had a lot of really good ones. I mean, great ones. My college coach, Skip Prosser, had maybe the biggest influence on my life, in the 2 years that I played for him. And he passed away my second year in the NBA. But, you spend a lot of time with coaches, especially when you're a point guard. There's a lot of conversations, a lot of trust that has to be had there. So,
Ryan in the back right.
Hey, Chris, you guys have seen, in the playoff, LeBron, Jokic, some of the best of the best. Do you think you guys can get Giannis under control, or is he something that's such a difficult matchup that, his numbers are not really a surprise to you guys?
We're going to keep, trying to build a wall. He's coming full speed every play, like a running back coming downhill. And, Coach has a saying, we just say we try to get in his way, but he's able to do that because he's surrounded by some really good players too, because you have Middleton out there on the wing, you got Lopez out there shooting it, and you got Drew Holiday and all these other guys. So we just going to keep, stick with our game plan and see what we can do.
Eric, right here.
Hey, Chris. I had a couple questions about pick and rolls for you. PJ had just said that he thinks every pick and roll is different. Like, no matter, something will be different about where it is on the floor, what the defense does. One, do you believe the same thing? And then two, Monty just said that Drew is one of the best in the league at switching it up, going under, doing different things. How has he made things difficult on you in this series?
I don't know. I feel like if you play this game long enough and you're a point guard, a lot of times you're not necessarily too worried about the guy that's guarding you. You know what I mean? If you're in a pick and roll, and ain't but so much you can do. You're going to get over it. You're going to send me left. You're going to send me right, or you're going to get under it. It's not that hard. They're either going to double you, the guy either going to chase you, and this league is pretty consistent. They send you the same way your whole career pretty much.
How has DeAndre made your life easier? I know at the start of the series I was talking to him about how he thinks he's improved as a screener with you as his point guard. So I'm curious, what do you think he's been able to do for you?
Man, DA, as you were just talking about, like screens, like the angles matter. Angles matter in the screen and the small details. And the big men, Tyson Chandler, DeAndre Jordan, David West. David West was one of the best at it because he just knew if he set the screen this way, he's going to be wide open. So DA just understands how to give himself up. The things that he does for us, that he does on a nightly basis for us, it doesn't show up on the stat sheet. So when you see this guy get a corner three because he rolled, there's no stat for that. And that's why he's so valuable to our team.
Mark, over on the right side.
Hey, Chris, during this run that you guys have you had the chance to cross paths, touch base with any of the Suns luminaries from the 93 team or anyone in the organization? If so, what have those conversations meant to you?
No. I did that interview with TNT guys. Chuck was on there. But it's so much going on now. It's hard enough to get time to talk with my family. You know what I mean? So. No.
Over here on the left.
Not that you had a lot of experience, but what's Book like after a bad night? Does it phase him? And what do you think we're going to see tomorrow night from him?
I think it's more like what's our team like. You know, this ain't golf. It's not tennis. You know what I mean? We all in this together. So everybody on our team took the loss hard, as we should. You know, we never go into a game expecting to lose. You know, if you show me somebody who expects to lose, I'll show you a loser. And so everybody on our team felt a way. We felt like we could be better, and that's why we used yesterday, we'll use today to prepare, and we'll all come out ready to play tomorrow.
Sam in the back right.
Chris, this might be a strange way to frame it, but as a guy in yourself who's had league-wide respect for a very long time as a superstar, I'm curious, how do you see Giannis? I mean, there's been this conversation where two-time MVP, accomplished a lot, and then every so often it's guys kind of speaking up about, does he have the skill? Is it athleticism? Is it size? And it at times feels like he's not necessarily respected by the best of the best. How do you see his game? How do you see that conversation?
And he's a two-time MVP. You know, regardless how he score, he do it. You know what I mean? He come down there, he dunk some more, and he shoot layup. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, and I think you got to figure out a way to stop him. You know, we have to try to figure out a way to slow him down. And for us, you know, slowing down or not, for us is win the game. Win the game. Like, I don't care what the stat sheet looked like after the game, win the game. So for him, I mean, he's a two-time MVP, so we got to deal with him as such.
That being said, when he does, say, pull up from behind that line and do the kinds of things that you know, that drive some of the fans crazy, like when you're on the court, are you going, all right, go ahead? Like, that's what we need.
I mean, listen, we all got our specialties. You know what I mean? Like, they not clearing the lane, let me try to go dunk. You know what I mean? That's not what I do. You know, so at the end of the day, we always gonna play the percentages. And I might have like half a dunk on the season right now. So you figure that out. Yeah. I think my fingertip might have hit the rim.
Vince in the back.
Hey, Chris, just on the subject of Giannis again, there's like some awkward comparisons to Shaq because of how he plays inside and how he scores and everything else. And yeah, it's awkward. It doesn't seem natural, but is there something to being physical with him, fouling him to make him feel you? Like Monty complained about the free throw attempts, but is there something to maybe wearing him down throughout the course of the game as opposed to just letting him dictate the play?
We just gonna try to win the game, man. I promise we just gonna try to win the game. Yeah, those comparisons, you know, Shaq didn't push the break. You know what I mean? He did in the All-Star game. Well, he did a few times when he threw that lob or something like that, but I don't know about the comparisons. I think for us right now, we're just trying to stay focused on what we can do in game 4 to slow him and the rest of the guys down.
Dwayne, last question.
Yeah. Chris, on Willie, obviously he's on the cusp, you know, as far as being a head coach. What kind of head coach do you think he will be?
Willie Green as a head coach. I don't know, I'm a little biased. Man. That's my guy right there. Like, I was talking to Book about it last night, this morning. Not just my teammate, that's a brother to me. So I know he deserves it. He'll be the most humble, prepared coach you ever seen in your life. But I can't even imagine right now playing and him being a coach, you know. But I'm unbelievably happy for the opportunity that he may get for Chauncey, you know, for Jay Kidd, for Jamal Mosley. All these coaches, you know what I mean, it's getting an opportunity. I'm happy for it because it's time. Yep.
Thank you, Chris.
Yep.